woman was in bed with her lover when she heard her husband open the front door. "Quick," she whispered urgently. "It's my husband. Hide in the wardrobe." "Oh, it's dark in there," said a little voice. "Who's that?" gasped the man. "That's my mom you've been with, and I'm going to call my dad." Now, son. Not too hasty. I'm sure we can work this out." "Okay," said the small boy, "but it's going to cost you." "How about £5? I'm going to call Dad." "Well, £10 then." "I'm going to call Dad." "Okay, let's say £20. "No, £30. "Well, that's all I've got. Here you are." The man handed over the money and made his escape when the coast was clear. A few days later, Mom took the little boy to church, and as she knelt to pray, he wandered off and crept into the confessional. "Oh, it's dark in here," he said. "Oh no, don't start that again," replied the agitated priest. A man came home early from work to find his wife in bed with another man. The man's head was lying between the wife's voluptuous breasts. "What the bloody hell are you doing?" shouted the husband. "Listening to some good music," replied the man calmly. "Get off! Let me hear." But when the husband put his head between her breasts, he couldn't hear anything. "Of course not," replied the man arrogantly. "You're not plugged in." A man comes home early from work to find his wife in bed with another man. "Who the bloody hell is this?" he shouts angrily. "Good question," she replies. "Say, lover, what's your name?" After months of trying, the office manager finally managed to persuade his beautiful secretary to come out to dinner with him. Afterwards, they went back to her flat, and after some coffee and a little foreplay, they jumped into bed. Alas, no matter how hard he tried, he could not get an erection, and full of apologies and acute embarrassment, he went home. He got into bed next to his big, fat, ugly wife, who was snoring her head off, and as his body touched her naked flesh, he got a huge erection. Jumping out of bed, he looked down at his swollen organ and said sadly, "Now, I know why they call you a prick." The man rang his wife to tell her he had the afternoon off and would be coming home. The phone was answered by a small boy. "Hello, son. Can I speak to Mom?" "No," said the boy. "Mom's in bed with the milkman, and they've told me to stay downstairs." The man was stunned by the news, but after a moment or two, he said to the boy, "Son, go and get my shotgun from the garage, load it with 2 bullets, and go and blast them." After an agonizing 10 minutes, the little boy came back onto the phone. "I've done it, Dad," he said. "Well done, son. I'll finish off when I get back. Go and have a swim in the pool to clean yourself up, and I'll see you later." "But Dad, we don't have a pool," said the boy. "What? Hold on. Is that 039746461? The old farmer married a young girl of 18, and after a few months of idyllic married life, he went to see his doctor. "The problem is I'm having to work many hours on the farm, but I have to keep breaking off when I get the urge to run back to the house, jump into bed, and do the business. Then it's back to work, and it's knackering me." The doctor suggested that his wife should come to see him out in the fields. "Every time you get the urge," said the doctor, "fire a shot from your gun to let your wife know you're waiting for her." A few months passed, and then the doctor met the old farmer in the high street. "How's the shotgun plan working?" he asked. Oh, it was very good at first, but then the duck shooting season started and I haven't seen her since, he replied sadly. The couple had been married a year when the husband was called away on business on the other side of the country. It would mean he would be away for a month, so the wife's friend moved in to keep her company. As it happened, the job finished earlier than expected, so he jumped on a plane and on landing rang his wife from the airport. Her friend answered the phone to say that Tracy was in the bath. Okay, can you tell her I'll be there about midnight, so if she can wear something sheer and sexy, we'll make it a night to remember. Okay, said the friend. And who shall I say called? Doctor, I'm having trouble with my todger. Can you do anything for me? Said the distressed man. After a thorough examination, the doctor told him that he must have been so sexually active in the past that he'd almost worn it out. The fact is that he'd only got the use of it for another 25 shacks. The young man went home to his wife and told her what the doctor had said. Oh no, she cried. We mustn't waste any of them. We'll have to draw up a carefully planned timetable. I've already done that, he said, on the way home, and there isn't a slot left for you. Saturday morning was the time for all the milk accounts to be settled, and the task of collecting the money fell to a young man who accompanied the milkman. Number 47, Lansdowne Road, was opened by a bored and lonely woman who suggested that instead of paying the £6 bill, she might pay him in sex. The young man agreed, stepped inside, and they went into a back room. As she removed her clothes, he dropped his trousers to reveal the biggest todger she'd ever seen. But as she watched, he took a number of washers out of his pockets and slipped them over his massive hardware. You don't want to do that, she said. I can take anything you can give me. Maybe, he replied, but not for a small bill of just £6. The little boy's mom had shaved off all her pubic hair, ready to wear her skimpy bikini when she went on holiday. Where's all your hair gone? Asked her son. I've lost my sponge, she replied dismissively and told him to go out to play. Sometime later, he returned with a big smile on his face. Mommy, am I a good boy for finding your sponge? Puzzled mom asked him where it was, and he answered her proudly, The lady across the road is washing Daddy's face with it.